Alright guys, I'm here to make a video. This is a movie pitch for Nightmare on Elm Street 7, and I know what you're thinking. We've already had Nightmare on Elm Street 7 with Wes Craven's New Nightmare. That is not Nightmare on Elm Street 7. That is its own movie. It is not part of the canonical series. And this idea was inspired by a channel called The Skull Clown, so go subscribe to him right now. I got his link in the description box. Go and subscribe immediately. This is just a movie pitch, so don't go telling your friends, oh, there's a Nightmare on Elm Street 7 coming out because the Myers fan said so. No, he didn't. The Michael Myers fanatic never told you that they were making Nightmare on Elm Street 7. This is a movie pitch. Do you understand? A movie pitch. But getting to the movie pitch, in Nightmare on Elm Street 7, Alice Johnson would be played by Lisa Wilcox for the third and final time. Alice is now 51. And Freddy Krueger is going to come after her. And of course, Freddy Krueger is played by the man himself, Mr. Robert Barton Englund. Robert Englund comes back in my movie pitch, and he's playing as Freddy Krueger the last time. If it were up to me, this would be the final Elm Street movie, because we don't want to annoy Mr. Englund. I would pay him all the money he wanted and more to do this role. But anyway, Jacob is grown now, and Alice is in her 50s. She's 51. Everybody else left Springwood. You guys remember Laurie from Freddy vs. Jason? She doesn't live there anymore. She moved. Everyone else moved. And for some inexplicable reason, Jacob Johnson goes back to Springwood. And his mother has to try to stop him. But before she can do that, it's too late. Why, you ask? Because Jacob moved to Springwood behind his mother's back, despite her telling him, don't go to Springwood. He did it anyway. Jacob would be, I guess, since part 6 was based on 1999 or somewhere around there, I guess Jacob would be 16. So maybe that kid couldn't play him, the kid from Elm Street 5, because he is too old to play him. So what I would do is I would get somebody that looks like that kid to play Jacob. Jacob moves to Springwood, and this is about the next generation of kids. Somebody mentions Freddy Krueger, and that's when the nightmare starts. But first of all, Freddy Krueger has to pull a Michael Myers and kill the main character, which is Alice. He kills her because Alice goes to sleep and she has a dream about her boyfriend Dan, or Danny, or whatever his name is. And Dan comes to her in the dream and he says, you know, Alice, I'm coming to you to let you know I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of our son. And she says, Dan, I'm worried about our son. He's grown distant. He doesn't listen to me anymore. And she goes to hug Dan, and he hugs her back. But the problem is, that's really Freddy Krueger. Once he hugs Alice, he squeezes her and puts his finger knives through her, and he says one of his Freddy puns. He says, don't worry, Alice. I got your back! Ha ha! You know how Freddy does that laugh. And he kills her. And now Jacob is all by himself. Freddy Krueger is basically back to kill this new generation of Elm Street kids. And he uses the technology. You know, the kids do things, they do drugs. drink and all this stuff, and they're basically like, yeah, I'm trying to go to a party, are you coming? Jacob says, yeah, why not? And they're getting drunk at the party. You got friends doing stupid shit like Skyping and stuff like that. They're on Skype talking to each other, and Jacob has a crush on this girl, but then another guy gets the girl that Jacob wanted, and Freddy kills the guy that stole Jacob's girlfriend because they're on Skype and they're talking. But the problem is, the dude is so messed up with the liquor that he falls asleep on Skype, and that's how Freddy kills him. He falls asleep with the headset on his head. Freddy Krueger is disguised as the girl, you know? She takes her clothes off and they're doing like this video chat, and she puts her hand up to the computer screen and she tells him, she's like, come here, I want to tell you something. But she says it in a sexy voice, you know, to like seduce him or whatever. And he's like, what do you want to tell me? So then the girl's like, come closer. He's like, what? And she's like, come closer. He's like, what? And then Freddy would say something like, you've just been unfriended. Ha ha! And he would like reach his hand through the computer screen and slash the guy's face and kill him. And the guy just dies right there at the computer. And blood is dripping all over the computer and shit like that. You get it? Unfriended? It's an internet pun. Freddy would do shit like that because people are using the internet now. So I would have him say, you've just been unfriended. Ha ha! You know, I can't do the laugh like Robert Englund, but you guys get the point. He would use all kind of internet puns and things like that. But the bottom line is this. Jacob doesn't believe that Freddy Krueger is still alive. His mom tries to tell him that Freddy might come back someday. But you know how kids are. He doesn't believe that shit. You know, why would he? Think about how it sounds. A dream demon wants your soul. Just think about how that is. I would have Danny Hassel come back as Dan Jordan, but he would be like a ghost form of him, and that's how he tricked Alice. You know, he stabbed her in the back, both literally and metaphorically speaking, because this guy Dan betrayed her trust, but only he did it when he was really Freddy Krueger. But that's basically the movie pitch. Jacob realizes that Freddy is back, and when the cops come and get Alice's body, they think it might be Freddy because it looks so inexplicable. You know, you can't explain it. They think it might be him, but they're not exactly sure, and they don't want to say anything because it might stir things up. So that's basically what's going on here. They're like, do you think it could be Freddy Krueger? And the other cop is like, don't even go there. It's 2015. Nobody wants to talk about that sort of thing. But yeah, Alice gets killed in the beginning of the movie, sort of like Laurie Strode did with Halloween Resurrection. And that's my movie pitch. But basically that's it. Nightmare on Elm Street 7. Freddy's back to kill a whole new generation of kids. You guys let me know what you think, and please subscribe to the Skull Clown right now. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. This has been my movie pitch for Nightmare on Elm Street 7. It will star Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. It will star Lisa Wilcox as the now 51-year-old Alice Johnson. And they would have to get somebody to play Jacob Johnson, because that kid is too old. And it would star Danny Hassel as Dan Jordan, but only the ghost version. And I approve this message.